Yeah, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Saturday night under the lights here at Emirates Stadium. An 8 o'clock kickoff as we take on Newcastle United. Adrian, Clarke alongside me. It feels funny seeing you this late on a Saturday, mate.
Look, I'm normally in bed by now, to be fair. Look, it's prime time, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people are sort of saying, oh, you know, Saturday night, 8 o'clock, it's not an ideal time for football, but I think the atmosphere tonight is going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that it's going to be electric. Partly because of the time of the kickoff, partly because of the importance of the game, but also because we've got a little bit of payback, a little bit of revenge on Newcastle United. So, yeah, I'm super excited about the whole experience tonight, but also the football.
Yeah, yeah. And also, on top of that, you know, those things you just mentioned there, you know, we'll want to put a good performance in because of what happened midweek in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, exactly. We were a little bit off it. Obviously, I think FC Porto defended brilliantly. There was, you know, they did make it a really fragmented game. It was awkward for us. But we weren't quite at it for one reason or another. But here at Emirates Stadium, I mean, I don't think we've put in a really poor performance this season. Even the games that we lost, I think we created a lot of chances. So, yeah, hopefully tonight will be a big step up from what we saw in midweek, and that we can put a few past Newcastle. We definitely owe them one. And
mate,
I don't think they're going to make it easy. I think they're going to try to mimic Porto's tactics. That's what I would do if I was Eddie Howe. But hopefully we'll just be too good for them.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right, the team who have been tasked with being too good for them then, if you've not seen it just yet, there are some changes. David Raya continues in goal, though. Then the back four is the same: Wright, Gabriel Saliba and Kivior. Then Jorginho comes in for Trossard, Rice, Erdegaard, Saka, Martinelli and Kai Havertz up top. What do you think the thoughts are behind Kai Havertz playing up top tonight?
I just think, I don't know, maybe we could give us the option to go a little bit more direct at times. I'm not quite sure why. I think that it might be more a case of we want to bring Jorginho in. We want to dominate the ball. We want to control the game. And I think that Jorginho will just help Declan Rice. He's had a tough few weeks, Declan Rice, as in workload-wise, because he's had two very attacking players around him. And I think that's asked a lot of Declan.
Yeah.
And he's done it brilliantly. There's been no flaw in his game, but it's energy sapping. And I think maybe tonight he just needs a hand. You know, Newcastle United have got quite an energetic midfield unit. Bruno Guimaraes in there, of course, who's a very good player. So I think Jorginho in there will just ease the load on Declan. And obviously with Havertz, I think it'll be almost like Havertz and Erdegaard up front. It might be like those twin false nines that we saw against Liverpool, wasn't it, not so long ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that could work nicely.
Well, listen, and the last time we saw Jorginho start a game for Arsenal, he was man of the match, so...
I don't think there's been an unluckier player in terms of producing a performance and then sitting out the next 2 or 3 games, because he was brilliant against Liverpool, wasn't he? He was absolutely outstanding, but, yeah, he gets his reward tonight, and, yeah, looking forward to a top performance from him.
Yeah, and worth mentioning Gabriel Jesus on the bench tonight, so he is involved.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love Gabriel Jesus. You know that. He's such a vibrant player. He just makes things happen. And he could be a weapon off the bench tonight. Newcastle are solid. And well, they're not solid, not as solid as they were, but they'll try to be solid tonight. And it might take a while to break them down. Hopefully it won't, but it might. And if that's the case, Jesus is just the kind of guy to come off the bench and shake things up.
Yeah, agreed. Right, you know what big nights here at the Emirates Stadium mean? It means a big show on the Breakdown Live, and Nicole Holliday is with us tonight. She's actually at the players' entrance with some supporters now.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here at the players' entrance, waiting for them to arrive. I'm not going to lie, I'm so excited. This is the first time I've really been in this area. I'm usually out there working pitch side, doing the Breakdown Live. So this is really exciting for me. Okay, I can hear our Arsenal supporters going wild outside. I've seen Gunnosaurus, but I imagine we have some players arriving. I think I can see Mikel Arteta coming. Yeah, there he is. This is really, really exciting for me. Who's next? I think that's Albert behind me. Can you see? I'm trying to look behind me, but also act quite cool because I'm so close to them. Okay, all of our players shortly are going to get off that coach and start walking through. This is all the staff. I don't know if you can hear down my microphone, but our Arsenal supporters are going crazy right now. Okay, we have some of our players. Reece Nelson is at Jorginho. I can see his rucksack. Wait until we turn. Oh, that's a cool rucksack. I always wonder at this point what they're listening to. We've got Gabby Jesus, we've got Martin Odegaard. This is really exciting. But I'm obviously not going to talk to them because they are getting ready. They are in the zone. We've got Martinelli, we've got Eddie, Ben White. This is so cool. I always wonder what they're listening to because, you know, they're getting pumped for the game. Everyone outside is going crazy. I wish I was outside there with them, but this is a massive game, of course. Arsenal versus Newcastle United here at Emirates Stadium under the lights. It's going to be amazing. And we need to come back after that midweek game against Porto. But I've got faith. Look at them coming through. I love it. Right, back to you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nicole. Chaotic, but we love to see it, Clarke. The players looking pumped, as always, which is nice. Right, our global representation continues, though, as we are joined by a couple of guests. 3 guests, maybe. Giovanna and Jorge from Arsenal Peru are with us. First things first, Clarke, we've got to ask about the statue, haven't we?
Yeah, so who's this little fella?
It's something that in Peru we have. Is one of our very traditional items that we put for protection in our houses in the highlands. So we thought, as Arsenal Peru, we give Arsenal a protection for the home.
Love it. Yeah, what a nice idea.
Yeah, amazing.
Really nice.
It's really nice as well. Like the kind of details on it. Lovely.
It's in the right colours as well, isn't it?
Yes, we like that. And Jorge, for you, we were just talking off air a few seconds ago. I found out it's your first time here, is it?
Yes, it's my first time. I'm so excited to be here. It's like a dream come true.
I've got to say, for a first time, you have absolutely smashed it as well. Look, you're pretty much on the pitch at Emirates Stadium. I mean, people would be so jealous.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but they have to remember that I am a sort of Arsenal fan, and I'm representing everybody.
We love that.
So in Peru, so obviously it's a long, long way from Peru to Emirates Stadium. Are there many Arsenal supporters in Peru? You know, is it a popular club?
No, it is a popular club. I mean, we have the main club, but it's a popular club, and we have different groups of different areas around Peru. I mean, I would say roughly within the social platforms, there's 7,000. It's a very good group. And some can make it all the way here. Others, unfortunately, can't. But the passion is there. The support is there. That's the beauty about it.
Oh, can you imagine watching it with the Peruvian supporters over there?
It must be amazing.
It'd be absolutely real lively.
We need to get an invite over there. But so you guys have been actually doing something special for us today, as well as bringing this little fella. You did some dancing earlier on by the Arsene Wenger statue. We're seeing that on the screen now. Just tell us a little bit about that and why you were doing the dances.
It was more organized in the sense of, you know, Peru actually is known for bringing spirit. That's one thing that in football we're passionate about. And we thought, you know, if we're going to be here and be part of this match, we bring our love and our passion and, you know, show what a Peruvian way is, like Peruvian Gunners way.
Well,
when we win today, you'll definitely be getting invited back to do a bit more of that. Just before we let you go, I've got to ask, why Arsenal? How comes you ended up supporting Arsenal?
Since the Invincibles time, I was a kid at the school. I saw players on my TV, and I was loving this beautiful game. Seven Girl did a great work.
I mean, the Invincible side are responsible for many people supporting Arsenal,
yes,
so I'm not
no
surprised about
doubt
that. You got a little prediction for us before we let you go? What do you think the score's going to be today, the two of you?
Arsenal, obviously, 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, I say 2-0.
2-0.
100%.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the game. Enjoy your first time here at Emirates Stadium.
Yeah, all the best.
Lovely to see you. I've got no hands free. Yeah, but lovely to see you both.
Right, yeah, thank you.
There you go. 2-0.
So I think that's going to be a popular prediction tonight.
It was quite loud. Was there a name for the ornament? What?
I don't know if I got the name.
Right, you've forgotten it, haven't you? Classic. Right, hopefully you're a little bit better at this, because we've got Clarke's question for you now, and I knew the answer to this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if you do. Right, so Clarke's question today is 4 players have played for both Newcastle and Arsenal in the Premier League era. Can you name them? Okay?
No Googling.
Yeah, no cheating. You're only cheating yourselves, remember? Normally I intro something here, but I feel like it makes more sense for you to intro what we're about to watch.
Yeah, recently I was up at the training ground, very lucky to sit down and have a chat to one of the stars of the Arsenal women's team, Leah Valti, talking about, you know, her role in the side and the tactics of Jonas Odervel's team. So here's the video with me alongside Leah Valti.
a lovely delivery in from Valti.
Hello, I'm Adrian Clarke and welcome along to a breakdown special. In the series so far, we've already spoken to Alex Zinchenko and Leandro Trossard, and today I'm delighted to welcome Leah Valti. Leah, thank you so much for sparing the time with us today. And I've got to start with congratulations, Swiss Player of the Year for the second time. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You must feel really, really proud to have picked up that award.
Yeah, it was a special moment. I think playing for your own country is something which makes you proud, and seeing Granit as well was nice to see him again, and I think just shows that you kind of appreciate it with what you're doing, and it gives you an extra motivation to keep working hard.
I imagine it was nice to see Granit again, and you know, he won the Men's Player of the Year, you won the Women's Player of the Year. You know, how did you get on with Granit?
I always admired him. I think he is a very special character. I think he didn't only have good times, he had tough times in his career, and he always managed to get through them and to come back even stronger, and he's a great player, showing it now in Germany as well.
In terms of your tactical role, you're evolving into a position that Granit Xhaka used to occupy quite a lot, actually, in terms of coming out and towards the left-hand side, aren't you, in the build-up phase? Talk us through that change.
Yeah, it's true, it has changed a bit this season, and we're trying to fill up the opposite pocket a little bit more. We're trying to overload the sides, and I think this season I've been a bit more in this position. I'm trying to force myself a bit. It's something I haven't really done before, but it's fun. You're involved a bit more in goal-scoring action.
You seem very, very comfortable over on that left-hand side. You're very two-footed, aren't you? Is that something that's always been the case, or?
Well, I guess not always, but we started to train that pretty early. I think that boarding school we went to, I always make jokes about it, but it was actually true when we didn't use the weaker foot in a passing drill, then we had to do extra push-ups.
Okay.
So we were a bit like forced to do it, but I think as a kid, when you learn it early, I think it helps you later as well.
That's a good note for any of your coaches out there to get the kids practicing on the wrong feet, isn't it? So going back to this position, you're creating a lot of triangles. Obviously, you're coming over to the left. It's releasing, say Katie McCabe to push further forward with Caitlin Ford. You're creating these triangles. Is this a byproduct of the struggles earlier on in the season where you were finding it difficult maybe to break down defensive opponents?
Yeah, I think we've seen that we had to play a lot against lower blocks, and we had to try to find better options to create chances, and I think that was a part we were missing. We couldn't really create overloads in the opposite pocket, so I think right now that gives us a little bit more movement. It makes us a little bit more unpredictable. It's
a lot more communication, I'd imagine, than when you're just sat there in a single pivot.
Yeah, it's more scanning, I think. You have to look around a little bit more. Obviously, it's not natural movements for me, really. I haven't really done that in my career before, but I feel like game by game we're getting better, it's getting more fluent.
And how does the head coach deal with the transition? Say you're out on the left wing and then you lose the ball. What's the plan for making sure that teams don't break down the middle?
Well, yeah, don't want to say too much for the opponents, but obviously, it's always important to have an overload in the back line. So no matter if it's an inverted fullback or if it's maybe the second six is dropping a little bit lower, I think we always have players who can fill in that gap.
If we rewind the clock to your time under Joe Montemurro, talk us through the differences between that role and maybe the one that you've got at the moment.
My game is just a little bit more aggressive. I think more counter-pressing movements. I'm a bit more in higher advanced positions where I can win balls back a bit higher up the pitch. I think with the ball I can just also be a bit more brave, because we have other options to cover that central position or that central area on the pitch. Football changed with Jonas. I think it's a more attacking-minded football, where with Joe we had a bit more possession-based football.
You're quite bold at the moment, you're quite adventurous, yet you've got a number 10 now that is really a striker, you know, whether it's Viv, Miedemar or Frida Marnham, somebody like that. It's very, very attack-minded.
We are a very attacking-minded team. I think if you watch us, you can see that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be in the box, everybody wants to make the run. Sometimes we're maybe a little bit forcing it, or in the last months when we analysed our games, there were moments we could have maybe retained the ball a little bit longer and keep possession a little bit longer, but I think it's something we can improve.
What's the secret to making that work against the toughest teams? When you're in those big games against your Chelseas, Manchester City, Manchester United, there's a little bit more risk and reward in there, isn't there? How are you intending on sort of working it in those games?
Well, I think in these games my personal role is maybe a little bit more defensive, because I know it's a bit more about transitions in these games. As you could see against Chelsea, for example, they had the ball quite high up in our halves and we were so crucial in our counter-attacks, and that's our strength at the minute. We have such a good speed, and I think in these moments then my job is to protect a bit more than actually risk. But again, like, I try to then have good balls forward where we can actually create good counter-attacks.
Just thinking about you're in a really good position, having been here so long now, 5.5 seasons. I know it's hard to compare teams. How do you see the current group compared to maybe the group that you started with?
Well, it's not only the group of players, it's I think the whole picture. Whereas the club had the staff members, the whole team we created here at Arsenal. But I think right now we probably have the biggest squad we ever had. We also have the most competitive squad we've ever had, which obviously makes training environment better and better and better, which helps each individual. Exactly, it helps each individual to improve their game. We have the quality, everybody knows it. It's just that little piece which was missing in the past, and I think right now we're still in a good position, but we need to beat as well the smaller teams.
So there's lots and lots to play for. What's it going to take to win the league this season?
I think especially in these big games we know that on a good day we can beat most of the big teams in the league, but also in Europe. But I think it's a consistency. We need to be consistent in each game. We need to be efficient in front of the goal. I think that was maybe also missing in the last weeks a little bit, or in the games where we dropped the points. I think we just didn't take our chances, and we didn't concede many chances against us, but they mostly ended up in a goal. So we're working hard to either protect our box a little bit more efficient, but as well to finish our chances more. And I think if we once get going with that, we're ready to hopefully lift the next trophy.
We wish you the best of luck with it, Leah. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All the best as well.
Yeah, we have made it up to the My Arsenal Awards box. And it's a brilliant crowd tonight, Clarke, as always, which we love to see.
Electric atmosphere inside the box. Yeah, this is good. Saturday night.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Saturday night under the lights. The atmosphere here at Emirates is, you can see the flags and stuff out there.
It's going to be good, yeah. It looks like the fan groups have all made a real effort. Loads of flags there. There's some this side as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. We just hope that the football will match the atmosphere, because I think the fans they're bringing their A game tonight. I sense it, and the team might need it, because it could be one of those games where you have to grind it out.
Yeah, agreed. Right, we should get our first guest on. We already saw him outside the box, actually. He's a voice that you might hear regularly on UK radio over here on TalkSport, but he is also part of our team here on the Breakdown Live quite regularly, and also played over 150 times for Arsenal, including in that famous Anfield '89 performance. Perry Groves is here, everybody.
Good evening.
All right, pal.
Evening. How's it going?
Good to see you,
good?
mate. Jump in the
Are you
middle.
good? I thought it was
Jump in the middle.
I thought it was karaoke for a minute. It's like,
Oh, you can sing a song if you want.
nah, a bit Sweet Caroline. Everybody's bored of Sweet Caroline. We can't do that anymore.
How is your voice? You sing your
What?
voice?
In my head, pitch perfect. When it comes out, tone deaf. But it's all about stage presence rather than singing, isn't it?
Yeah. Used to clean Perry's boots, didn't I, back in the
You
day?
was actually you was one of the better ones. Used to sing for your Christmas money.
Always,
didn't you?
yeah, step up, yeah. Didn't sing very well.
Bit of Alec Jones going on, wasn't there? That's what it was.
Very generous tipper was Perry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked after the boys.
Never dump your shoelaces in a revolving door. That's the best tip you can ever get.
Right, first things first. Clarke's already mentioned it. We owe this lot one, don't we?
Yeah, for a bit of housery, I suppose you could call it, couldn't you? Last season, the 0-0 one. And I must admit, I think that game, we got carried away with the game. Do you know what I mean? We didn't manage it very well. I didn't blame them, because Nick Pope was taking an age when you're going from one side of the 6-yard box to the other. Do you know what I mean? Going down for silly fouls, just pretending they're injured, not being injured. And it's professional football. So they had to do anything they possibly could to try and get a result, which they did. And then obviously we've got the one, the Disgracia game, which obviously is going to be in the memory. You can bet your life that will be the team talk without any shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, we definitely.
Because we owe them. Exactly.
There's a little bit of animosity between the two sides. It feels like it's built up over the last few years. Anyhow, he doesn't care about upsetting us, does he? In fact, I think he deliberately tries it. In a way, that game against Porto was probably good practice for tonight.
Yeah, I think if we'd have drawn 0-0, then everybody said it was a stoic, well-managed away European game. Then conceding in the 94th minute, then the media want to pile on, because I know they say we got a persecution complex, but there is an anti-media bias, Arsenal bias. Do you know what I mean? So, so what we want to do, I want this siege mentality, and I want us to actually be as physical as what they are.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's any coincidence. Obviously, Kai Havertz looks like he'll play up front, a bit more physicality, so he can hold the ball up a bit more. They've put Livramento in at left back, obviously because of Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
So what Bukayo Saka has to do is, I know Livramento isn't a normal left back, but he's right-footed, and Bukayo Saka likes coming inside. You know, so there's a little tactical battle that's going on there. So if he does, you need Ben White going on the outside. And I personally would like to see Mikel Arteta actually change Martinelli and Saka over. If it's not working, just go, look, go and have 20 minutes over there. You have 20 minutes over there.
Why do you think we never do that?
I don't know. It's very strange because tactically, obviously, Arteta's very, very astute. But even as a player, I'd be saying, use a winger, Clarke. Give us 15.
We used to swap all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And then go, all right, I might give them more problems. Then I might let you go on the outside on our right-hand side. Saka can go on the outside. You change the angle of the back four from Newcastle's point of view. So I'm looking forward to it. I was in the minority at the beginning of the season. I said we win the Premier League.
Right.
And I said we beat Man City, which we did. I said we beat Liverpool, which we did. And I've got a really good feeling about tonight. I think this team has got a little bit more about them than what they had last year. You know what I mean? I think they're a bit more mature. I think Arteta would have been, should we say, disappointed after the game on Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
And he will mention, you know, we've all seen his team talks, he'll mention about the goal that was given that should have been given. So, yeah.
Comes in threes, they say as well. Beat Man City, beat Liverpool. You said we're going to win the league. Let's wait and see.
So, exactly. But we haven't got any leeway now. That's the point.
No,
You know what I mean? We've got no safety net. We have to keep this. This is, without over-dramatising it, this is our biggest game of the season. And every game from now on is going to be the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, the running starts now.
Yeah.
Listen, we know you've got to get upstairs, but what we do with all of our ex-Arsenal player guests that come in, we get a five-a-side team from them of players that they've played with, and you can put yourself in, okay?
You've seen my touch up by the time. How big is the pitch? Is it? Right, exactly. Yeah, they threw that on me, actually, to be fair. I'd have Niall Quinn in goal because, honestly, he was unbelievable. You know, like if a player went in goal, an outfield player, and these days the goalkeeper has to be play up his feet, and he comes from like a hurling black background, doesn't he, in Ireland? So Quinn would be my goalkeeper, back shut out. Steve Bold would be my one at the back.
Yeah.
He had size 13 feet, right? I mean, and he was a lot better on the ball than anybody given credit for. Boldy could play, by the way. I'd have a midfield two of Steve Williams, who was an unbelievable player when I first came here in like 1986. Man the match in the cup final against Liverpool in 87, him and Paul Davis. And when I see people play five-a-sides on midweek nights, there's always niggle. There's always people moaning. He was the biggest moaner you could ever. So he would be brilliant. You know, we talk about Housery. Willow would be on a different level.
Okay.
Anders Limpar would be with him because Anders Limpar was unbelievable for that 1990-91 when we lost the one game. That was because Tony was in prison, so he blamed him. It was his fault. And then that's mad, isn't it? When you think about it these days, it is crazy. And then up front, and I would have him anyway.
Yeah.
But Merce always gets the ump with me
Yeah.
if I don't put him in my all-time Arsenal 11 I played with, because Limpar's always on the left wing.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean Limpar? It should be me. So Merce will be up front because he was just an unbelievable footballer as well. Yeah, so,
talent, wasn't he?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant.
Love it.
Right, last but by no means least, we need a minute to win it from you, which is what minute is the first goal going to be scored in today. As you can see, Theo Walcott is currently top of
Nailed
the
it.
tree, and he got it bang on.
You got it bang on.
So you I don't know how you're going to win.
Any minute.
I think
for the first goal.
I think we'll be really sharp out the blocks, and as you said, Clarke, the crowd are really up for it. You know, just go around the stadium, you get that buzz. I'm going to go for the 14th.
That's what Theo Walcott went for.
that's
he's
true.
number.
Oh, done 14, really?
You can have 14.
I can't have 14.
No, you can, because it's a different game.
Can I have my number? Then I'll have 12.
All right.
Right, and that was when it was 1 to 11 in those days. It wasn't a squad number, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'll go 12.
12
Yeah.
it is. Well, listen,
Happy days.
Harry, lovely to see
Absolute
you,
pleasure.
mate. Lovely to see you.
Brilliant, Clarke.
Well done, mate.
Ooh to be, yeah. Good up.
There we
My
go.
old man. No, I won't do it. Chill out, boys. Chill.
Off he goes. Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Right,
Great
just
guy.
before we get into the My Arsenal Rewards voucher, we have to give the answer to Clarke's question, which, if you didn't hear it earlier on, I'll just remind everybody in here. Essentially, it was what 4 players have played for both Newcastle and Arsenal in the Premier League era.
Come on then, shoot. Who's got?
Who's got some names?
Willock, yeah.
Joe Willock's one. Oh, look at him.
Do they even support Arsenal?
Debussy,
good shout.
another one. Yeah. Oh, look at them, they're stumped.
It's another one through the academy.
Yeah. They ain't got a clue. Should we just name it?
Yeah.
Isaac Hayden. And then Big Sol Campbell. Big Sol Campbell.
He didn't play many times for Newcastle, did he? But,
No.
Yeah.
But
I have a vague recollection.
It counts.
It happened.
Yeah. Right, let's get the My Arsenal Rewards voucher on the screen. This is a voucher that you can redeem if you're watching this. Also, you guys in the box can redeem this. Earn yourself 100 points.
Yeah. Sounds big to me. Yeah.
Decent. And if you get enough points, you can exchange them for various things, including being here.
It's only 1 million points to get in,
right,
in here.
to hang out with you.
It's fine,
Yeah. Wow, cost an absolute arm and a leg for the guys in here, but yeah, that's how you can be lucky enough to be in the box here. Right, we're going to get our next guest on in a sec, but before we do, I think we should just talk a little bit more about what happened on Wednesday, Clarke. Disappointing. The boys will want to put it behind them tonight.
We just weren't quite right. Well, we were just a little bit off it. Our touch was off. The passing, even simple passes, 5-10 yards, they were just not as accurate as normal. We didn't have any flow. Obviously, Porto defended brilliantly. I've got to say, their organisation was great. Yeah, they did go to ground quite easily. I think it's fair to say. But this was an absolute killer, wasn't it? I mean, Martinelli's got to smash it upfield rather than go across the goal. And could we get and close him down a little bit quicker? Maybe Declan was, towards the end of the game, he'd worked so hard. I think he was breathing a bit at that point.
A wounder, that was.
Yeah, it was a total wounder. Because you've got no time to respond, have you?
Yeah.
But it's a great finish. And what it does, it sets up a very exciting second leg where we know we've got to come out and win by 2 goals. Got to win the game to at least take it to extra time, and we need to win by 2 to go through. So, it sets it up nicely. I think they made it very stop-start, didn't they? And they will do the same again. I think we got some numbers in terms of the.
We'll get to the numbers in a sec, just because our guest's ready and he's a busy man tonight. So let's get him on. He's an incredibly talented rapper that I've been listening to for a very long time, playing his music on my radio show as well. His new album dropped yesterday, On Purpose, With Purpose. Gets is in the building, everybody.
There you go. You're right, mate.
Good to see you, mate. Just jump in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Know what I'm saying?
We got Locksmith in the building as well. Do you guys know each other already?
No,
not yet. Maybe a collab after tonight. Who knows? Listen, lovely to have you on the show. The new album dropped yesterday.
Yes.
On Purpose, With Purpose.
Yeah.
Big reaction for it, both online but also here at Arsenal.
Yes.
Because you've been involved with doing something with the club, right?
Yes, I've done the voiceover for the match today, which means that we can't lose, we shall not lose, we will not lose. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I hear anything?
Hey, listen, we can actually see it now, so let's have a look at the video.
Wicked. Back home. We spent some time on the road. All that matters is now. Saturday night, under the lights, a full house. Energy, intensity, relentlessness, hunger, heart and soul in every single action. A wall of noise. Let's write this together.
Sets the mood, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You understood the assignment with
we're coming out after that.
I'm pumped.
I hope they played that to the boys in the dressing room.
So that's going to play out in the bowl, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before kick-off, which is lovely. So what about Arsenal then? So why Do you support the Gunners?
My dad.
Okay.
No choice, one of them.
Nah.
Are you local?
West Ham's my local team, really, from where I'm growing up. But my dad's always been a Gunner, so I was only going to follow in those footsteps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, I know a lot of kind of musicians like yourself end up rubbing shoulders with footballers every now and then. You met any of the boys at Arsenal?
Saka I met at the Brits
in
2021.
Okay, is he? Because Saka strikes me as a very shy kind of.
He was.
Yeah.
He just seemed like super reserved, but that's what you get from him. So you know what I'm saying.
He does his talking on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different to you.
To me, to me, I got no talk on the pitch.
I think it's fair to say. Me neither. Clarke does that for us, to be fair. Right, we need to get a minute to win it from you, actually. So this is the minute that the first goal is going to go in today's game.
How close you can get it?
You can have any minute you want.
22 minutes.
Is there a reason you've gone for 22?
My PA, she said 22 minutes.
Okay.
And girls are always on their angel numbers. Yeah, so
you just stole her answer.
Yeah, I was like, why did you say that? She's like, she's going through a bunch of things and I knew she'd get to the angel numbers. So I said, yeah, we'll take it. We'll
22. 22. It's done.
Well, if you hit it if you hit the nail on the head, you'll be top of the leaderboard with Theo Walcott.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
Yeah,
it's not too bad. No.
Listen, we do a question of the day as well before we let you go, because we know you've got loads of things to do tonight. It's a famous night under the lights here at Emirates Stadium. We think the atmosphere, thanks to your video, is going to be pretty amazing. Have you got a favourite game under the lights at Emirates Stadium?
Henry when he came back.
Good shout. Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, the king. They like it. Well, listen, Getz, thank you so much for passing through. The album is out now.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me.
I assume there'll be some shows and stuff you're going to announce eventually as well.
March will be out in it if you're from London and everywhere else throughout the country.
All right, wicked. Let's hear it for Getz, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you, guys.
There he goes. 22 then. The minute 22.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, two good guesses.
12 and 22. Perry and then Getz. I mean, yin and yang in terms of, you know, who they are, but it's great to have them.
Absolutely.
Right. Anyway, before we crack on, we were talking about Porto. We just saw the goal, and there's some numbers that we wanted to get up on the screen as well.
Just the ball in play. So the match lasted 97 minutes, but the ball was only actually in play for 50 minutes and 2 seconds, which isn't very much, is it? So look, you know, anything under an hour really is you're getting shortchanged. So they've really killed that game, and I applaud them for it in a way, because every team is going to look for different margins to try and beat us, because they know they can't out-football Arsenal at the moment. So it's something we've got to get used to, and we've got to find ways to overcome that. I think in the return leg, every restart, every throw, every free kick, bang, we play. We've got to be relentless to make it a very different kind of game.
Yeah, just by kind of noise, who thinks we're overturning it in the second league? I think that is we don't want to take Porto lightly or underestimate them, because we saw what they can do in their place. But I think it's a different proposition coming here.
They're a team. They're not great. The left wing is good. That Galeno who scored the goal is a very good player. They don't have that many obvious threats. And really in the game, what did they do in terms of threatening us? That's at home. So I'm expecting us to shut them out, basically, as an attacking force, and to take it to them. And we just got to be a bit 10% better in our off the ball work, in our passing, in our touch, in our movement, a little bit more variety, a little bit more speed, play on Pepe more than we did on the game, because he's nearly as old as me.
Mate, you know what I mean?
He's like, it was a missed opportunity. I think we'll learn lessons and we'll smash them.
Is Pepe the same age as Arteta? Are they?
He might even be older. I don't know.
Arteta's 40. Is he 40?
I don't know. Pepe's 41 this week. Right. He was 41 yesterday.
Right.
So I don't know how.
Someone's fact checking it for us. You know what I mean? Let me know. Right. We shouldn't forget though that, aside from that game, 2024 has been pretty amazing for Arsenal. Since we come back from Dubai, since we went to see Salt Bay and all the rest of it, the form has been sensational.
It was the sun on their backs, it was refreshing them, wasn't it? And I think that they also worked, and they must have had some chats. But what can we do better? What can we do different in the second half of the season? And the things that they've come up with, the twin false nines that we've seen Trossard, Havertz doing this, various little tweaks we've made. have made a heck of a difference. 21 goals, 2 conceded. Yeah, we are absolutely flying at the moment, aren't we? And I think the number of goal scorers has really pleased me. I mean, there's just such a breadth of goal scorers. Yeah, here we go. Got it on the screen. 9 different goal scorers in 5 straight wins. Look at that. Bukayo Saka with 6. A couple of pens in there. Trossard's been on fire. Look at Gabriel. Yeah. What a start to 2024 from here. Martinelli's been better than he was in that first half of the season.
Ødegaard can score. You know, like he'll definitely get on the score sheet more. Havertz, he can score as well. You know, Gabriel Jesus when he's fit.
Well, look, we haven't got Salah. We haven't got Haaland. So we have to have breadth. We have to have different options, and they have to hit form at the same time for us to be cooking, and that's what we've been doing at the start of this year. It's been great.
Yeah, and it proves that you know that poor run at the end of 2023. You know, we can put it in the rearview mirror. You know, and move on from it.
Yeah, you don't let things linger, do you? You got to park it and learn from it, and just say, what did we do wrong? You know, and I think what we did wrong against West Ham in that match before the sort of winter break, we've corrected that. So it's just a matter of keeping it going now, and look, it's exciting with Timber coming back, with Partey coming back. Zinchenko's got to come back. Tomiyasu. We've got a lot of players to beef up this squad as well.
Yeah, agreed. Right, let's get into tonight's number then, Clarke, and our number. Tonight is the number 7.
Yeah, 7. Look, we've kept 7 clean sheets in a row at home to Newcastle. Let me tell you this, we've never in our history kept 8 clean sheets in a row against one single team at home. So let's hope that we make a little bit of history tonight. They've been a little bit, you know, they hate coming here, basically. The last player to score here was Iosi Perez in 2014.
Wow.
So you're going back 10 years now. So it's not a happy hunting ground for them traditionally. It doesn't mean we're going to win tonight. Doesn't mean that they can't cause an upset. But yeah, going back over a long time, they've struggled here, and hopefully it'll be the same tonight.
Yeah. We like playing them, although less so in the last few years because it's been a bit of a struggle. The game here last season is still one of the games that infuriates me the most.
Yeah, we were wound up, weren't we, me and you? It was like, and I think the whole stadium wasn't it? Everyone was a bit grumpy after that game.
So anti-football. It was like, you know, they've got all this money now, and they were going for Champions League and all the rest of it, and they came here and played like Burnley.
Yeah, they did. But they did. But it worked. You know, they got into the Champions League, so they got the point. So in a way, you've got to admire it. But it was tough for us. It really was. And I think they'll do the same tonight, or they'll try to do the same. For me, I don't know what you guys think. I just think we're a more mature team now. We're a little bit more rounded. We're definitely less impulsive, aren't we? I think we're less emotional. So I don't think we're as likely to get wound up by it as we would have done in that game last year, where I think it did get in the heads of the players. So I'd like to think we're better prepped.
Yeah, agreed. We've got a point to prove as well, because the last time out against Newcastle, again, come on, we were stitched up in that game, weren't we? We were stitched up.
We were. We played pretty well in the game. Look, we didn't defend brilliantly there, and you know.
The ball's out though. Come on, it's out.
I mean, it's definitely out. They knew it was out.
Willock has said it's out.
Yeah, he knew it was out, but and you look at the rest of it and you say, you know, could David Wright do a little bit better? Probably could, you know. So it was a real mess of a goal, but for me it should have been disallowed, but I suppose they didn't have that hard concrete evidence. What I find just amazing is that with all this money, look, I mean, it is out, isn't it? But with all this money in the Premier League, why can't we have a camera that goes right along the goal line? Like, we've got it between the posts. Why can't we have it from corner flag to corner flag?
Yeah, just the little watch thing, you know.
I mean, I'm not techie, you know, but it can't be that expensive. It can't be that difficult to do. So
and they got it in tennis. They got it.
And we had it in another game here, didn't we? West Ham, yeah, where it looked like the ball was out of play, and then they scored from it. So yeah, we've had a bit of bad luck with things like that this season, but we just got to crack on and just outplay them, be better than them. Rub their noses in it tonight, and we'll sort of move on from that incident.
Yeah, even though it still pains me, I'll be honest.
Well, yeah, well, it's costly because, we should have had at least one. We didn't play well as an attacking team that day. We should be 1 point better off. And that could, never know how important that might be.
Yeah, and also, it's a confidence-boosting win going to St James's Park and getting 3 points, you know what I mean? That could have led to better results elsewhere. But anyway, you've had a look at it, as you like to, before every game, and you've identified a few places where they might be able to get at us.
To get at us, yeah. I mean, they're talking about their strengths. I think set pieces are strong. They've got 11 goals from set pieces. We know Trippier he whips a lovely ball in, doesn't he? So we've got to be careful when they have dead ball situations. They're going to swing them in at pace, and we've got to deal with them. They're good at. They've scored 7 goals from high turnovers, which is amazing, really, because they're not a high pressing team, but they are aggressive. So when we're knocking it around in our own half, they will be on us, and they will look to disrupt and then score. Maybe through Isak, who's back from injury tonight.
Annoyingly.
Got some numbers on Isak that we can put up on the screen. I mean, this guy is very good.
He almost came in, wasn't he? Yeah.
I would love him to come and compete with Gabriel Jesus. Actually, I think they'd be great. They'd have a great duel. But look, he's chose Newcastle. Lethal, 33.3% is right up there in terms of conversion rates. Minutes per goal, outstanding, and he's got 10. So look, he's missed quite a lot of games through injury as well, Isak. So we've got to be wary. Another thing I identified with Newcastle is the type of goals they score, and it's quite interesting because they're very different to us. And I think the message really, if we get these numbers on the screen, the message from Arteta will be show them on their left foot, because look at this, 38 of their goals have been scored with their right. A few headers in there, very, very few with their left foot. If you flip it around to Arsenal, you'll see a very different pattern. 20 goals with our left foot. We've got some really strong left-footed players.
You love a lefty, don't you?
Yeah, we love left-footers. Yeah, it always look. Yeah, when a left-footer hits the ball sweet, it always looks a little bit nicer.
Guess what foot Clarke used to kick with?
Yeah, I never got any headers. Yeah, there's 13 of those. The little tidbits of information ahead of the game. But look, hopefully, most of the game will be played in their half.
Yeah. We've got a great crew in tonight as well. I think we should hear from some of them. We've got the Arseholic boys in the building tonight as well. Yeah.
Hi, boys. Welcome.
Good to see you guys. So just quickly tell us a little bit about what it is you guys do.
Absolutely, yeah. So 3 of us are season ticket holders in the North Bank. Started a podcast during COVID, like a lot of other people did, because we couldn't go to games. And our match day routine is go to the pub before the game down Holloway Road and chat about football, chat about Arsenal. We thought, why not?
Into work. There's people watching this saying, "How have you managed that?"
And so we've been doing it ever since. So yeah.
Brilliant. How are you feeling about the game tonight then?
Feeling confident. Obviously, midweek was a bit low, but I think it's all about the reaction tonight. There's no excuses, to be honest. Crowd are going to be up for it. 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday night. There's not more home game. There's not much more you can ask for. And I think, Clarke, you were saying about Newcastle. I think it's a very different Newcastle to last season because last season they were defensively very solid. They're not that this season. They're I think bottom half of goals conceded, 40 odd goals conceded in the league this season. So I think if we go at them, they're there for the taking.
No matter how defensive, because they've got a bad defence this season, I think they might be defensive. But it doesn't mean they're as good. And I agree with you.
And I think the other thing we need to learn from midweek and when we played them last season is, all of the kind of housery and time wasting and all of that, we've got to rise above that and we've got to find a way to score enough goals to win the game today.
So,
because the game here last season, it was similar to the Porto game, wasn't it, in terms of how much time was wasted?
It was the lowest ball in play of the season,
So like you said earlier on, they're probably going to carbon copy what Porto did.
But the crowd will be on them, and I think that Mikel will be on them, and hopefully the referee will be well prepped and ready to step in.
Next to you as well, he's a regular on the show now. Just got back from Australia not that long ago, I think. Rudimental's locksmith is here, everybody. Was you on tour in Australia? What was?
So we was out there for 3 weeks. We had a mixture of DJ and live tours over there. It's so funny because we was watching the Porto game at home, and we was trying to get over there, weren't we? We was watching it at home, and I was like, No, I don't think I can stay awake. This jet lag is killing me. And I'm there at the screen just like this. And
you should have went to bed.
All right, mate, the second half, I've literally just dozed off and then I've just woke up to shouting and I'm like, what's happened? Ruined me.
Yeah,
dear,
the worst.
Mate. But you know what? It's all about bounce back, innit? And I feel like the boys will bounce back from that. We were a bit nervous at Porto. I don't even want to dwell on that.
No.
Today, I feel like we just need to go at them. And when I mean go at them, I'm talking from the sidelines to the ball boys, everyone just putting on the ball and just being relentless.
Tempo, isn't it?
Tempo. It has to be from the back to the front, and that's the only way we get out.
How do you feel about the tight race? Do you feel like we're 100% in the conversation? Are you happy with where we're at?
We're definitely in the conversation, you know. Like, you look at the league table, it's factual.
Do you think we're better than last season?
Sorry?
Do you think the team's better than last season or not?
I think the team is more resilient than last season. I think that's the word, you know. I'm not scared of them going anywhere. And even the game against Porto, and that's probably why I was so relaxed and I probably fell asleep in the second half. So I was like, you know what, we're going to get through this and do it when we get home. And that's the feeling. I think the fans feel it. You know, the boys need to believe it, and if they believe it, then yeah, we are in the title race.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You know, I've said to you numerous times, Clarke, and maybe I'll get my fingers burnt, who knows, but in the Champions League, I look at it and I'm like, the team I'm most scared of is Man City, and we beat them already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got that solid platform. Look, Saliba and Gabriel with Rice in front is strong, and maybe with Partey or Jorginho in those big games, that block of four in the real matches that matter, in knockout ties, maybe in the quarter-final of the Champions League, the semi-final. They're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough nut to crack. Hopefully, if we get there.
Yeah. Right, look, Smith. Let's get a minute to win it from you. Actually, whilst we got you, you got a.
I'm going to go with my lucky number. My lucky number's 4. So in the 4th minute, we're doing it.
Going
I'm going in early. I'm going in.
Going early. Yeah, it'd be nice if we are 1-0 up in the 4th minute. That is for sure. Right. Anyway, let's get back out to Nicole Holliday. She has been chatting to some fans, quizzing them on our question of the day.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here pitch side. It's quite chilly, but I'm so excited. And I have the question of the day, which is, what has been your favourite Arsenal game right here at Emirates Stadium under the lights? Let's chat to some of our supporters, see what they think. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Tim.
Tim. Question of the day for you. What has been your favourite Arsenal game here at Emirates Stadium under the glorious lights?
I think it was the last day of December 2012. We played today's opposition. We beat them 7-3. 10-goal thriller. It was really exciting. We went 1-0 up. They came back. 2-1 up. They came back. We went 3-2 up. They came back. And then we scored another 4 goals.
I feel like I've just lived that through you. Oh, my God. How amazing. Thank you so much. Hello, guys. What are your names?
Hi, David.
David? Robert. So nice to meet you. I mean, I'm guessing you're absolutely buzzing for tonight's game. Under the lights, it's always amazing. But what has been your favourite ever Arsenal game here at Emirates under the lights?
About 2 years ago in February, playing Wolves. We were 1-0 down first half, and then last 10 minutes equalised, and then Lacazette scored deep into injury time. So, yeah, good atmosphere on the way home.
Is yours the same, or have you got a different? Yeah, the same. How amazing was it for you?
Good.
Good, good. Are you feeling confident today?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Thank you so much, guys. Hello, hello. Can we chat? I want to know, what has been your favourite game here at Emirates Stadium under the lights?
Favourite game has been coming with Alicia, first time for a Champions League game. Who did we play?
RC Lons.
Against Lons, we won 6-0 as well. And your favourite player scored?
Martinelli.
We love Martinelli. Wait, so that was your first ever game? Your first ever game. How amazing was that for you to be here for that?
Good. So good to win as well.
And you're feeling confident this evening?
Yeah.
You love to see it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the game. Hello, hello. What are your names?
My name's Sabr.
Lovely to meet you. Hello, and you are? Okay, and guys, the question of the day. What's been your favourite Arsenal game here at Emirates Stadium under the lights?
We were here for Liverpool a few weeks ago, and yeah, that was amazing. So I'd say that one.
Yeah, has that been your favourite as well? I don't blame you. I was here for that. I was able to watch the whole game. I wasn't having to work it, and it was incredible, wasn't it? The atmosphere, 10 out of 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, you want it to be like that every week.
It will be like that tonight. Thank you so much. And hello. How are you? You've probably heard the question a million times now already. But favourite Arsenal game under the lights at Emirates Stadium? Because it's special, isn't it?
Yeah. Arsenal v Man United, where we won 3-2. And Nketiah scoring 2 and Saka 1. Yeah.
Does it feel like it was yesterday?
Sorry?
Does it feel like it was yesterday? I feel like you were living the moment. I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah, it was very good. I was in the ball squad, so when we went back in the change rooms, we were all singing, we're top of the league.
I love that. Thank you so much. Enjoy tonight's game. Right, that is it from us here. Pitch side, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nicole. If I had to pick a favourite, I was in the crowd, upper tier, just over there, block 112. My uncle's season ticket, Barcelona Champions League when we beat them here. Yeah, it was a good one to be at.
Yeah,
it is.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. I wasn't there that night. I think the Henry night was amazing. That noise when he scored that goal was very special.
Unbelievable. Right, let's check in with our commentary team. Calling the game for us tonight is Dan Roebuck and Nigel Winterburn. Evening, fellas.
Evening.
Good evening, one and all. Slightly surreal feel, we think, 8 o'clock on a Saturday night for a football match, but we hope, Nigel, it's going to be all right for Arsenal, don't we?
Well, I think we will enjoy this game. This is what I'm going to be calling the revenge game tonight after earlier in the season, so I'm expecting it to be very interesting.
What do you think tactically then about Kai Havertz starting up front now? Obviously Trossard's come in and done really well. He's gone back to Havertz tonight. What do you think the reasoning is there?
Yeah, I just think maybe just mixing up again a little bit. Maybe trying to bring Jorginho in as well to control the game from the midfield. I actually think when Havertz is played up front, his movement, his hold-up play has been very, very good. So let's just see again. There's always those options to come off the bench. We can see Jesus is back on there, Smith Rowe. We've got a lot of options again tonight. So I'd like to see a nice, strong start. And then maybe looking at 70, 75 minutes, you've got those substitutes to just re-bolster the game.
Yes. Right, thank you very much, fellas. We'll be back with you shortly because the game kicks off in 10 minutes' time. We just saw on the screen there all the flags and stuff that have just started going in the North Bank. Yeah.
Really nice. You can't see it from this camera view, but yeah, they're all waving the flags.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, the atmosphere, as we've been touching on tonight, it was always going to be good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think everyone at the club and the supporters groups made a real effort to make it a little bit special this evening. We just need the football to match it.
Yeah, agreed. Right, before we talk about who you've picked out as key man for us, we're going to do a Newcastle danger man. So
yeah, I think I'm going to go for Anthony Gordon. I like Isak. I think he's an obvious danger man. But Gordon's got 8 goals, 5 assists this season. He scored that goal against us, even though it was controversial. And I think the last player to score home and away against Arsenal was Peter Beardsley back in the sort of 90s. So
that is a throwback, isn't it?
That is a throwback. So yeah, so we've got to contain him. I think he'll probably play off one of the wings, probably the left wing. So him against Ben White is a good matchup. He's quick. I think he's in the top 5 quickest players in the Premier League. And they will counter, won't they? Like, we're going to play most of the game in their half. When they break, we've got to be careful.
Right, so keep Anthony Gordon quiet. Key for us, though, you've gone for,
we're going route one here. Yeah, it's Saka. He's got 6 goals, hasn't he, obviously, in the calendar year. 4 successive games that he scored in. And that's very, very good. I mean, it's a long, long time since anyone got 5 successive games or more. I think Giroud did it with 6 games. And Ian Wright did it. Is the Englishman with the biggest sort of streak of 7 games in a row that he scored from. So look, he's on a roll, isn't he, Saka? They've dropped Dan Burn, and I think that's the right thing to do because he's really struggling. Everyone's saying it'll be Livramento, but it could be Trippier because Trippier obviously plays at left back for England quite a lot. So it wouldn't. Whoever it is, I hope Saka gives them a torrid time.
Yeah, agreed. Right, in the matchup, you have gone for our skipper Martin Ødegaard against Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, 2 really good players, aren't they? Another player that was linked here. So why he would want to go to Newcastle rather than here, but that's where he ended up. This is some of their stats for the season so far. Look, they both score goals, they both assist. Maybe not as prolific. Ødegaard's numbers, I think, could be much, much higher, really, considering how many chances he creates. Look at that. 64 chances he's created this season, 35 for Guimaraes. Across this winning run, no one can touch Ødegaard, by the way. Through balls, he's the leading through ball maker in the Premier League with 25 for the season so far, 9 across the last 5 games. So he gets in those positions and he just slides it through defenders, doesn't he? And we've got the willing runners to get on the end of them.
Yeah. As we can see, the flags are waving in the North Bank. There's also some flags on the pitch. We're just awaiting on the arrival of the players. Some pyros down there as well. They're not quite going off yet. I assume they're going to go out when the players. When the players walk out. Right, we need to get a stat trick from you, Clarke.
Let's whiz through this stat trick because we want to get out there, don't we? Look, we're unbeaten in the last 20 Premier League games that have come after playing in Europe in midweek. That's an amazing record, by the way. Everyone says that's tough to do. Well, 20 unbeaten. Let's hope it's 21. Failed to score in 3 of our last 4 games against Newcastle in the Prem, as many as in our previous 25. And Newcastle are looking to complete a Premier League double against us for just the second time.
Got a light show
ever.
going on out here. Clarke loves those.
Yeah, they're just boring, aren't they, light shows? But but look, we're making it feel like a bit different tonight. I love it.
Yeah, agreed. Right, I think we're going to hand over to our commentary team early, just because there's going to be a little bit of a light show and stuff, and the pyros. But just before that, let's do the FPL. Just because I have overtaken Dan Roebuck more than anything. There it is.
You're doing amazingly.
Flying, mate. Look at that. The comeback is on, Clarke. Watch your back is all I'm saying. Right, so there we go, Clarke. Thank you very much. Back with me at half-time. Thank you to our lovely audience here. But as the light show continues outside here at Emirates Stadium, I think we should get down to our commentary team of Nigel Winterburn. But first, Dan Roebuck, over to you.
Many thanks, Nick. Many thanks, Adrian. It is some atmosphere here at the Emirates Stadium. There is no doubt about that. The flags at the North Bank flying high, and all around this 60,000 plus capacity, there is noise as we build up to a huge game in the Premier League against Newcastle United. A run of 5 straight wins came to a halt in midweek, with Porto's 1-0 success in northern Portugal inflicting Arsenal's first reverse since early January.